Lisa Marie Presley's teenage daughter needed just 139 words to eulogize her mother, explain her January 12th death, and break our hearts. With a poem called The Old Soul, Harper, Vivienne, and Lockwood provided perspective that only a daughter can. It was read by her grandmother, Lisa's mother, Priscilla Presley, during a public memorial on January 22nd in Memphis. Take a moment now to send the family some love in the comment section below. There's still very much grieving, as indicated by this message sent by Priscilla on January 23rd. We'll also ask you now to consider subscribing for original news and analysis of important stories, but done with sensitivity. I'm Madison Hager, and Harper and her 14-year-old twin sister have been rightly shielded from the public eye since Lisa's death following reported cardiac arrest at home in California. The girls are the youngest of her 4 children, behind older sister Riley and brother Benjamin, who died by suicide in 2020. At the memorial, Priscilla chose to only read the words of her granddaughter, starting with, quote, "I have no idea how to put my mother into words. The truth is there are too many." Harper described her mother as not just an icon, role model, and superhero, but as, quote, "my icon, my role model, and my superhero." Then she began her poem. Quote, "In 1968, she entered our world, born tired, fragile, yet strong.
She was delicate, but was filled with life. She always knew she wouldn't be here too long."
This insight is a nod to Lisa Marie's young death. She was just 54 years old and from a family besieged by heart troubles and addiction. Her father, Elvis Presley, and her grandmother both died young after cardiac events. Quote, "Childhood passes by with a glimpse of her green eye. She then grew a family of her own, then came her second child, leaving her with suspicion. Could this be the angel that takes me home?" Benjamin was her second child, and in the months before her death, Lisa Marie spoke about grief and how one never gets over this kind of loss in life. It clearly tormented her up to her final days, and Harper knew it.
Time, of course, flew by. It was time for a tragedy. She knew it was close to the end. Survivors, guilt, some would say, but a broken heart was the doing of her death. Now she is home where she always belonged, but my heart is missing her love.
There's just a little bit more from a moment that came midway through Presley's memorial at Graceland. Among the special guests and performers was Axl Rose, Billy Corgan, and Alanis Morissette. Priscilla Presley didn't say too much more beyond this, other than to thank those in the audience. The poem ends with, quote, "She knew that I loved her. I fear that I'll never touch her, but the old soul is always with me. She doesn't drift above." I'm Madison Hager for Taste of Country, and as always, thanks for subscribing.